Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any more of my videos. And today's video is my detox soup. This is a soup that is going to help me get rid of all of my cravings. My New Year's resolution is to take better care of myself, and it all starts with this. If you want to see how I made this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. When I got sick back in July, I went in because I had a wheeze and I couldn't cough hard enough to get rid of the wheeze. So I went into the ER figuring, they'll give me a breathing treatment. Well, they did all kind of blood work, and because I had had a heart attack a year before and pneumonia, they decided that they were going to keep me. I ended up in there for 4 days. When I get sick, my sugar levels go insane. So they were more worried about getting my sugar down than anything else. So they gave me insulin. Found out I'm allergic to insulin. I can take pills, which is what they have finally given me after 3.5 months. But in the meantime, I had broken out in hives all over my body, and I just cannot take insulin at all. So, I'm going back on the Page Fundamental Diet. I will put a link down below. But this diet I was on years ago when I first became diabetic, and it comes in 2 phases. There's phase 1, and these are the things that you can eat. And then phase 2, you can add a lot more. Most of it is veggies and protein. You can see up here where it says that these are the meats that you can have. There's no limits. These are all the veggies. Fruit is a little high in sugar. You don't normally have fruit on this. The worst thing in the world when you're diabetic is carbs. So I can no longer eat carbs. And unfortunately, I do give in to my cravings. And right now, my sugar has been way too high. So my New Year's resolution is to go back on this diet and get rid of the high sugar numbers by doing it naturally. Basically, this diet is, if God didn't make it, you don't eat it. If it's processed, you don't eat it. You can have Splenda, because Splenda leaves the body the same way it goes in. It doesn't make any sidetracks. It doesn't change anything. But, yeah, no carbs. Only veggies. And because I am diabetic, I have to consume water. I have to be really careful that the sodium is very low, because I will retain water. It wasn't long ago that I had to have surgery to remove extra fluid because I just have not been behaving myself. So the only way that I know of for me to not crave and eat all these pastas and carbs is to make my detox soup. This is a soup that I came up with just by the things that are on the list on phase 1, and I will eat this for at least 1 week. Other than eggs for breakfast and salads, this is what I'm going to be living on. And you stay on phase 1. Phase 1 is to be stayed on for 2 to 3 weeks. So I will have my detoxifying soup for 2 to 3 weeks. And it's amazing because once you get done eating this after 3 weeks, you honestly do not crave any of the carbs. In fact, I actually get headaches if I eat spaghetti after the 3 weeks. So, there is my detox soup. You can do any combination of this stuff that you like. This is stuff that I almost always have on hand. I either have it in frozen or fresh. I know fresh is much better. Fresh and frozen are the best. Can is, of course, too much sodium, and I've got to watch that. So anyway, I'm going to make this, and this is pretty much what I'm going to be living on. And I do lose weight on this. I don't know about other people, but I lose a lot of weight when I'm on this. Okay, I'm going to get started. Okay, I've got a 6-quart pressure cooker. I have organic vegetable broth. I have an onion, garlic, green pepper, carrots, celery, cabbage. I have a can of diced tomatoes because this is winter and I don't have any fresh. I have a can of mushrooms. I'll be using this whole thing because I love mushrooms. I have a frozen bag of green beans. I have a frozen bag of broccoli. And I have spinach. So I'm going to be chopping this up. Probably 2 cups of everything. Maybe more of some. Because I love cabbage. Love carrots. Got to be careful with carrots. There's a lot of natural sugar in there. But it's still so yummy. But I'm going to get started chopping this up and getting it all in the pressure cooker. Well, I've got all the veggies in there. And I'm going to add the vegetable broth. And I'll be adding any water that I might need till it gets up to the fill line. I know this looks overly filled. I always put the cabbage in last because when it cooks down. And as far as spices go, I'm just going to put a little onion powder, a little garlic powder. I'm going to put oregano in here because I love the taste of oregano. And a little basil, and I think that I'm probably going to put a bay leaf in. I'm going to close this up, put the valve on it, and it's going to cook for 20 minutes. Okay, I've got everything in there, and you can see how high I have the water. Then that's a mixture of water and broth, and I've got a couple of the bay leaves in there. And I'm just getting ready to close it up and start cooking. Cooking away. Just about done. All I've got to do now is take this off the stove and put it under some cold water. As soon as this little lever goes down, I can open this up and add my soup. Like I said, I will be making several pots of this because this is pretty much what I'm going to live on, other than salads and eggs. And it went down, and I can open it. You can see how much that's cooked down. That cabbage really pretty much disintegrates, as well as the spinach, and that's why I always fill it up so high. So when this cools down a little bit, I'm going to be eating some. It's completely done. I'm going to give it a little taste. Oh gosh, is that good. Like I said, I'm going to be living on this for about the next 3 weeks. This soup always gets rid of any and all cravings that I have for carbs. It's very filling. I lose weight every time I'm on it, and my sugar numbers go down. And the last time I went on this diet, my cholesterol numbers went down too. So I will keep you abreast of everything that's going on. I'll let you know probably once a week how it's going and what the doctor has to say after I get all my numbers down to where I want them. So if you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'm happy creating, everyone. And Happy New Year!